Hi, how are you? My name's Daniel Fiala. Welcome to my video. Quick channel update. I'm a political commentator channel now. I'm a political commentator. This is a political commenting channel on YouTube. I have a lot of strong, very political opinions. If you came here for comedy, I'm not going to be funny anymore. There will be no humor. Please leave. Like last week, I did a question on that I saw on the internet and I answered it, and that just didn't get the response I wanted. So I'm moving on to greener, more political pastures. Today, to start off my career talking about politics, today we're going to be talking about Joe Biden's vice presidential pick, his pick for his running mate of vice president. You probably already know that it's Kamala Harris. A lot of the pro Kamala Harris crowd has been pointing out her career in law enforcement as a pro. And a lot of the anti Kamala Harris crowd has been pointing out her career in law enforcement as a con. So, wherever you stand on that, let's talk about one of the alternative options. Many Democrats are saying that it doesn't matter who Joe Biden picked, you should still support him if you're a Democrat because they feel that beating Trump is paramount. Like this gentleman, for example. Eric D. Snyder says, I don't like the choice either. So he's in the anti-Kamala camp, one would think. But then he goes on to say, it doesn't matter. She could literally be Hitler, and the Biden-Hitler combo would still be a better choice than Trump. And I would like to respond to that. This video isn't really for people like Mr. D. Snyder, who have already decided that they definitely would vote for Hitler, or for people on the other side who have already decided that they definitely would not vote for Hitler. This is for anyone who might be on the fence right now about whether or not you would vote for Hitler. This video is for you if you haven't decided yet. And I'm going to try to explain why I don't think that Hitler would have been a great choice for Joe Biden's vice presidential nomination. First of all, before Kamala Harris was announced, a lot of the talk about who Biden was considering went into age because Biden's obviously very old. If he wins, he'll be the oldest person to be inaugurated to president. So it's been said, was actually taking that into account and considering someone who is much younger, not only for appeal, but also in case something actually happened and they would have to take over. That would be a problem for Adolf Hitler because more than likely he's dead. It's been a while. And I know that there's a lot of theories on the internet. Here's a Wikipedia page on it about how Hitler might have survived and not actually killed himself. I don't know. I'm not going to read that. This isn't a conspiracy YouTube channel. This is a political YouTube channel now. Regardless, if Hitler survived World War II and snuck off to Guatemala or wherever, he was still born in 1889, which would make him like 131, I think. Ha! He was born on 420. Nice. And at 131, one has to presume he'd be dead either way. Even if he weren't dead, he's older than Joe Biden. And therefore, I don't think Joe Biden would have considered Adolf Hitler less risky. Next up, we know that Biden is himself what the Democrats considered to be a very safe bet. And he also was looking for a safe bet candidate for his vice presidential pick, for his running mate. The pick for his running mate. He wanted a safe one. And Kamala Harris is widely considered safe because she's already been vetted publicly by running for president, which means that any of the dirt on her is probably already out in the open. And Joe Biden must have felt comfortable with any of the dirt that's on her. He must think he can handle it, right? If you just go to the Wikipedia on Adolf Hitler, it's clear that his most major scandals are also already out in the open, but the Holocaust, he did the whole Holocaust. That was mostly him. He was a major influence on the Holocaust. Millions of deaths, invading Poland, etc. In a vice presidential debate, Mike Pence would really be able to play that up against Hitler and really drag that out and make Hitler look bad, and by extension make Joe Biden look bad. Trump would probably also bring it up too during the debates against Joe Biden. He'd say something like, you say you're not racist, but your vice presidential nomination, your running mate killed a lot of people based on race. Also homophobic. That'd be pretty bad for his courting of the LGBTQ community. And finally, Joe Biden has said that he feels that Kamala Harris brings a lot of valuable talents and skills to the table. Like, he's seen firsthand that she's something of a voracious debater. She sort of gave him quite a hard time during the Democratic primary debates. And he'll be looking forward to having that on his side. And while Adolf Hitler is also renowned for being a good speaker, credit where credit's due, he could speak well. His most major talents, where Kamala's major talents come from law enforcement and her time as a district attorney in California, Adolf Hitler could help annex Poland. And that's not something that Joe Biden's looking to do. That would cause a huge uproar in the international community if he were to attempt to do that and utilize his potential running mate's talents in that way. So I think ethically, of course, Hitler is a problematic choice for VP, but when you get down to it, even if you're in the anything to beat Trump camp and whoever's the best candidate to beat Trump, I think he's also a very impractical choice for these reasons that I've laid out. That was the first half of my video. I also promised someone that I would discuss the politics of a meme that he sent me. My coworker, who insists that I refer to him as fair and balanced conservative political commentator David. Fair and balanced conservative political commentator David Johnston sent me this meme. As you can see, it's Joe Biden, and he's got his hands out like this, and he's saying Kamala smelled the best. I think the implication is that he picked Kamala Harris because she smelled the best. Now, this no doubt derives from Old Diamond Joe smelling people a lot. Here's some pictures. He does seem to smell people, that's for sure. A little weird, a little creepy. That's my political commentating. He smells people. Yeah, that's weird. Look at that. That chick thinks it's weird, that's for sure. She doesn't think it's weird, but he's not really smelling her. Why is that picture up? There he is smelling a baby. You done that. You smelled a baby. Everybody smells babies. That ain't creepy. I got a little baby niece named Isabella. I smelled her head. I smelled her head. Probably gonna cut this part. Anyway, so the implication in this meme is that because Joe Biden smells people, that was likely his priority when it comes to picking his vice president nomination. I don't think there's a lot of evidence to support that. While Joe does enjoy smelling people, he's also a very politically minded guy. And I think when it comes down to it, you have to trust that he had other priorities in addition to the smell of a person, or not including the smell of a person at all. I'd like to think he picked what he felt was the best candidate for the position, regardless of their scent. Does Kamala Harris smell good? Maybe. I don't know. That's my political comment on that. But either way, what you have to remember about Joe Biden is that he was vice president. So say what you will about the guy, he knows what the job entails. And unless he also smells really good, which he might, But unless he also smells really good and thinks that that was the key to his success in becoming vice president, I think he would be focused on other things, like the things I discussed. Another thing that other political commentators have been discussing he might have been looking for in a candidate is someone he can get along with, because the stories from his time as vice president with Barack Obama are that they ate together all the time, they had daily meetings, and they genuinely liked each other and enjoyed speaking with each other, enjoyed each other's company. So that's not traditional for every president necessarily to have a close relationship with his vice president, but we know that old Diamond Joe would have would appreciate that himself. So I bring that up just to circle back to my point about Hitler. I don't know that Joe Biden could see himself having breakfast every day with Hitler. I don't know that he would necessarily think he'd get along with Hitler. Another reason, I'm sorry, Eric D. Snyder, but I don't think that he should have picked Hitler. And I'm sorry, political commentator, conservative, fair and balanced conservative political commentator David Johnston, but I don't think that this meme holds any water. I think that when you boil it, when you really get down to it, Joe Biden probably wasn't that worried about how Kamala Harris smelled. I see that there's some evidence to suggest he cares how people smell, but I don't think it's enough to assume he would have put that much weight into her smell. Anyway, that's my video. That's my political commentary. I am exclusively a political commentary channel from now on, so stay tuned for more political commentary. It will always be objectively true. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I love you.